I've been listening to Joni Mitchell's Paprika Plains on a loop, and when I'm not doing that, I've been reading Megan Marshall's book titled Elizabeth Bishop, A Miracle for Breakfast, which I ordered online from a bargain book warehouse. With so much to do these days, reading feels like a rare treat that I'm giving myself, an early birthday present. But especially on the day spent keeping up with a little boy, I am too tired at the end of the day to, wash the dishes. And reading actually takes less energy than, say, watching a movie, although I do that sometimes too. Anyway, I have long relationships with the poetry of Elizabeth Bishop and the music of Joni Mitchell, which is also poetry, and particularly Paprika Plains, which I listened to over and over again as a teenager, back when you had to manually position the needle on the record if you wanted to hear the same song over and over again, which is a kind of commitment, a physical commitment to a song, this hopping up every time the song ended to move the needle of the record player back to the beginning of the song. Now the computer does all that for me, which is nice too, but a little of the romance is gone. Gone is that feeling of being obsessed about a song. It feels more like just a simple contemplation, which is nice, but perhaps not as telling, not as self-revelatory as noticing, gosh, I'm really obsessed with this song. Anyway, Joni and Elizabeth are kind of together in my mind, dancing around in there. They demonstrate the mind so wonderfully in their work, demonstrate mindfulness actually, this paying attention to what's going on that makes life thrilling when one can do it, that is, when one can pay attention. And they could write it down, sing about it, these moments in poetry, which is what poetry is for, to my mind. It is for the moments of epiphany. The thing about Paprika Plains, though, is that Joni also includes the times we forget by playing a long instrumental interlude that takes the attention away from what she just said. But there is something you want to remember. Not the words, not her words specifically, but what happened in your own mind when you heard her words, when you heard her stories that set off a longing for epiphany and a longing to remember epiphany, which she so beautifully brought about through scenes beginning with a stinky restroom in a bar, a ladies' room, filled with the combined smells of restroom soap and marijuana and beer and pine sol and strong perfume that drive her outside to the fresh air, which makes her remember her childhood, the sky then, her games and contemplations. Then she is back dancing in the bar with someone who ruins a perfectly good scotch with Coca-Cola. Or maybe he was high on cocaine, and she is aware of being unable to leave, aware of being continually drawn to this not perfect person. And now Joni's stories mingle with Elizabeth's. Elizabeth is there too, sitting on a balcony eating crumbs with coffee and watching as the miracle happens on someone else's balcony, not her balcony, never realizing that the miracle is noticing the miracle. Or perhaps she did notice that too. Yes, that's right. Thrilling, bittersweet epiphany, awake and watching, paying attention, noticing.